All right, well, let's get the show on the road. Hopefully she'll be here soon. All right, welcome everybody to the Selectmen's Board meeting today. It's December 17th, 2019 for the town of Jackson here at the town office. Regular meeting at 4 p.m. Call the meeting to order. And first on the docket is approval for minutes from December 3rd. Richard.
I will make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
All right, I will second that motion. Any discussion? All right, hear none. No additions or anything. Very good. All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Voila, as they say in France. And we'll do item 3 next. You want to do that? You want to move those guys up? What do you want?
Well, yeah, let's move the Firefighters Association.
All right, so you don't object. I would like to move 5D up to the forefront so we can get these guys in and out before.
Yeah, but then we lose half our audience.
It's a little more than half, but yeah. We'll talk about numbers later.
I'll stay for a little bit.
No, you've got stuff cooking over next door.
It's not my department.
All right.
Every decade or so, we do a fundraiser for the Firefighters Association, which is the nonprofit arm of the fire department. We're a 501c3. And we've always been really lucky and successful with our fundraising efforts. We feel, we're really cautious about bringing requests to the town and to the townspeople. We know, how challenging it is from a tax situation. But people have always been really, really generous. In the past, we've raised money for the original extrication tools, Jaws of Life. The last time around, we asked for money for a couple thermal imagers, and we were able to raise all the funds for that. We try and keep it pretty simple. Basic letter writing campaign to all the P.O. box holders. And it's not just the residents that are great. I mean, the second homeowners will really step up too. I think as of now we have, it was probably about 170 donations, varying in size, all up and down.
So we do fundraising every year, but every 10 years we do a big one.
And this year we're doing it for updated extrication tools that will be battery operated. I'm telling you all stuff that you already know. We're well on our way through the letter writing campaign, and Facebook has also been really helpful, which is different from the last time. But we did get a request from a person in town that asking if we would accept gifts of stock. Now we're able to accept gifts of stock as a nonprofit, but we don't have a vehicle to do that like a lot of small nonprofits, because to accept the gift of appreciated stock, it's not. We need to have a vehicle in which to take it in, and then what you have to do is cash it just within 3 days of it closing, and then you take the cash and it becomes your cash gift. So if this person, whoever it is, gifts us 100 shares of XYZ Corporation at $100, we get the proceeds from that. I wish it would, even if they only paid $1 for the stock, so they can take the full appreciation on the stock gift. Even though they only paid the $1 for it, they can take a deduction of the $100 per share, which is why it's a really good vehicle for a lot of people that have stocks that have appreciated, rather than gifting cash or writing a check, because it's appreciated stock. It's grown over time, and they just remove it from their portfolio. So I asked Julie if the town would and could be able to, since the town, through the trustee, the trust funds has an account, a brokerage account, where they can receive, both stocks and bonds, that if the town would be able to receive the gift and then do the transfer, and then the proceeds come to the Firefighters Association. So I'm not 100% sure that it'll happen. The person was curious if it will happen, and we said we would investigate just in case, they wanted to make this gift. And a lot of people are at their year-end planning, and they want to do their charitable giving by the end of the year. So that's essentially where we're at. And
it's a big item, so definitely worth looking into. It's like a $10,000 value.
Right.
It could be.
Could be.
But we hope. But and if that comes in, I mean, I think we're, as of today or yesterday, we're somewhere in the $27,000 to $28,000 money raised without that. So we're in really good shape, which is pretty much exceeded. We're at our goal. So and if we keep going, we'll be able to. We have a backup plan. So if we receive more money, we can hold those funds. But a couple things we're thinking about buying are more CO detectors. We're getting a lot more CO calls in town, so we'd have a CO detector for every truck rather than just two. We have a whole wish list of things that we could buy. We could buy more extrication tools, so the money will be well spent. We'll probably hold on to it and see what we need in terms of.
So it definitely looks like we probably won't be needing any town funds for this addition to the town equipment.
So that's
helps,
pretty much.
It helps my budget big time.
That sounds, yeah, I think Julie talked to me about it already. You already heard about it as well, I'm sure. So I guess that's the process, is to basically accept the money on behalf of the town and then have the trustee of the trust funds care for it and sell it and give you guys the funds once that's been cashed out.
And essentially, I think all we would need is the town's financial institution routing number and brokerage account, and then they do all the transfer by wire. It doesn't.
Right.
There's no paper anymore, which is a good thing. It happens fairly quickly, so that's our.
Do we actually have to wait to get the stock before we accept it, or, I mean, because it is kind of, we don't know what it is yet.
Right, we don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
we just have to accept the process that yes, we can accept stock, a gift of stock on
Right.
behalf of, and then whatever the stock is, it comes in, and then it gets.
So we can at least tell her, employee, end of the year, yes, we can do this, or.
I mean, you could probably make a motion to accept the gift that.
Any potential gift.
Any gift.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
knows, it might- Sometimes these things have a way of, because a lot of times people don't think about, we're a small, teeny nonprofit. People don't think about, oh, I could gift stock to the Firefighters Association.
Right, might
Writing a check,
get
it
some more.
might springboard somebody else to do
Exactly.
to do the same thing. I don't know. Not that we're going to go out and advertise it. And this person has requested to remain anonymous, so that's completely fine.
And then, Chris, is that an acceptable, like if the selectmen accept that, is that easy enough on your end?
Yeah, if the selectmen accept it, we could do something about it, a couple of caveats. If you say he's going to wire transfer the money, it sounds like he doesn't have actual physical possession of the shares. Because there's two different ways to do it. If it's in street name, in other words, if he's got an account with Merrill Lynch and they're going to wire transfer, then they can sell it there and they can actually send the check directly to your checking account.
Except that then the person doesn't get the appreciation because it has to come to the nonprofit
First.
as the appreciated stock.
We can handle that then. We can, but it seems to me that he's going to have to get the actual shares in hand to do that.
No, I've done this before in my other life. People give appreciated stock all the time. It's simply just they authorize their broker, whoever their broker is, to gift 100 shares of XYZ Corporation to the Jackson Firefighters Association. We have our nonprofit EIN number and the town's numbers, and it all happens. It should happen all through wire.
Well, I checked with the Bank of New Hampshire. We don't actually have a brokerage account, but they can still handle the transaction. And I've got a form up there, so he would sign that form and give it to his BD, and they in turn would send us the actual shares to put them in our street name, and then or the Bank of New Hampshire would sell them off. The only caveat that we have is that we would like to have Peter Malia have in writing that was acceptable. There's some, RSA laws with the trust funds, and we haven't had this happen so fast. We haven't had a chance to look it up. But it appears this is overnight. It's going to be several. So we'll have a chance to check that out.
Well, we get the deadline at the end of the year, right? I mean, that's usually.
I don't know yet. We're not sure. I assume that, but I'm not sure. We can find that out. I just want to make sure we had a vehicle to make this happen before we reach back out to this person.
Would that make sense to talk to Peter about that, just to, make sure all the Ts are crossed and stuff?
Sure, is there a way you could find out if this is actually going through?
She needs it before the end of the year. Yeah, we can call it.
And then if we know that it's indefinite, then we can reach out to Peter and just.
Based on his,
Yeah.
formation of what we want to do.
You did speak with them yesterday.
I spoke with him about the selectmen accepting the gift, and he, at one point, I thought I had it in writing, but it must have been via phone call that he was the one that was saying that it could go to the selectmen would turn it to the trustees of the trust funds, and then they would turn that over to the Firefighters Association, but.
Sorry for the short notice, but I only got a call last week.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make a motion that we accept the gift of stock from this donor and do whatever we have to turn it into fund tickets.
And then give it back to the Firefighters Association.
Get back to the fire.
Hey, there's 3 copies of that form. You don't need that, that's routing number of
That's a
our
routing number.
bank account, you don't need that.
Yeah, well, I'll second that motion. Any other discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So I have another item, positive, very positive. I've applied for a grant from the state of New Hampshire, cultural, forest and lands type of thing, for forestry equipment, and we got it. So we were able to got 50% paid from the state for forestry equipment. So we bought some safety gear, shelters, and backpacks. So we were able to get 50% of the money back from the state.
Nice.
So we've got ourselves a little safer and got some free money out of it.
That was part of your original budget, though, for that equipment, or? was that
Yeah,
extra?
it's been in the budget the last couple of years. It was a little late by the time I noticed, so yeah, it was in my, I had to pay for it out of my regular budget.
Right.
And then they'll send a check if they sent it yet.
No,
But
I didn't know.
then when you guys get the check, it'll just go to offset
Taxes.
or however that works.
General
But
fund.
Basically, we got $1,500 worth of free money from the
state.
federal government, or wherever it came
Mm. Very good.
It's not period.
from. Well,
Did you say thank you?
it's better for 50,000 people to pay for it than just 800 bucks.
When you get
Good.
it done, let me know, I'll take care of it.
That's all I have.
Alright.
We've been pretty, just going smooth, so I don't want to go with it.
Alrighty, so we'll go back to action, update on action items. That was. Dun-dun-dun. Alrighty.
All right, this is now.
Yes, yeah, Debbie, change that to you.
Me.
Alright, so you got the first one, Dick, go ahead. This is with
Okay.
regards to-
Sarah, this is to deal with your statement that your taxes have gone up, I believe you said 7% a year.
At one average.
Well, we did some research on that. And we don't agree with your math.
Okay.
And, it looks to me from 2011 to 2019, municipal, okay, there it is. Municipal went up 3.9%.
Is that my entire tax bill? Because I'm not talking just school, I'm not talking just town,
Okay,
I'm
no.
talking water, I'm talking my entire tax.
Your tax bill, and that was before your $500 veterans,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's all.
one year you had an abatement
No,
No?
never had an abatement, to my knowledge.
Well,
I've never applied for one. If I got one, thank you.
2000?
anyway, it's still the average change we got on your total tax bill was 4.8% per year. And that's averaged out between 2011 and 2019.
And as I say, that's my municipal.
That is your
my
entire
water.
tax bill. I can read off the numbers.
No, I'll take a copy though.
Go ahead.
I'll take a copy.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Right
Peter,
there.
please. Peter?
Sorry.
But where did your
Thank you.
7% a year come from?
I took my, my bills and I added them up and I averaged them up.
I think you got the precinct in there, all right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. But
Right.
that's a separate
It's-
entity, isn't it?
Right, we don't have any control.
We didn't break it down. It was all.
Water, but we're,
You took all three items that are on my tax bill.
Yeah, your total tax bill is what
And
we.
my,
we're looking at your tax bill, what you were actually billed.
You have circled 2015, is that where you think I got a rebate?
That's what it says there, yeah.
Yeah,
I never applied. for
it wasn't a
Well,
rebate,
it shows on the
actually.
tax bill, so
It was an abatement, right?
that's what it's listed as on the tax bill.
Yeah,
I've never applied for an abatement.
I don't know, but that's what's in the records.
Well,
We'll have to figure that out, I guess, but
Yeah, we can look into that.
we look into that, but that's what we have
I
in the
mean,
records.
wouldn't I have to come to the assessor?
fill out a form, yeah.
And I have never done such.
Ooh,
Never.
and maybe you owe us $1,000 more.
That could be. If you're not saying 1,000, well, yeah, you are saying 1,000, but I don't know where the bookkeeping.
Well, we'll look into that, because we didn't know, obviously, because that showed up on our computer.
Because the only time I've ever come is this year to see Josh. Jason, excuse me.
You know, and this was actually the abatement was the same year as the last evaluation, when it went up from, well, basically, it was the year after that, but it was 189, went from 183 to 189 roughly. That 2015, 13 to 15 was the second year of that
Yeah.
Okay.
evaluations.
The thing being though, I mean, well, I'll talk about it, I'll look at these.
Okay.
But
Check.
Just let us know.
Do you realize how much 7% a year would have been in money?
You got it.
I mean, that'd be a lot of money.
Yeah, well, my tax bill has gone up a lot of money.
Well, it went up from
$700.
$335 in 2011 to $3,232 in 2019.
And that's my total tax.
Total
Without
tax.
the abatement.
That's what I have.
Okay, I'll check my figures again, thank you.
All right. Barb isn't here, so we don't, do you guys have an update on the fire station? Just the meeting is January 7th,
Next meeting is January 7th.
at noon?
Noon here.
Here.
In this
So we
building.
got a,
Here.
Yes.
I'm scheduling an open house for January 28th, I think is the date.
Okay.
January 28th, I'm scheduling an open house to kind of put together a page full of some bullet points to hand out. And the idea is we want people to come. We want people's opinions, you know, pro, con, everything.
Excuse me.
So hopefully we're gonna try to really advertise it strong, try to get the word out.
Make sure we get it in e-news, I guess, and that'll be a done deal.
Okay,
Super.
and then we have another letter from George.
This is, yes. He's trying to secure a decision from the board, which I find kind of hard to explain to him. I've had a couple conversations with him in the past, but he wants to know what's going on with the transfer station and all the construction equipment. Well, I assume, I don't know when he saw the equipment there, but I know we had a sand delivery
Right.
for the storage containers.
Yeah.
And I don't know who actually did that. Burke did it?
I think we're,
And so they're, grading that out, and that's gonna just be an area there that they're gonna, hopefully, drop in some storage containers for us. That's probably hopefully the last thing we have to do on the transfer station in terms of, the original plan of, revamping into a full recycling facility, or partial, I shouldn't say full, we're not totally fully recycling, but recycling at least the bottle aspect of it, and other items like paper and tin and aluminum, of course.
and then
Yeah.
are we gonna build roofs over like 2 storage units to have dry storage in between?
I believe that was part of the plan. I don't know where that stands. That didn't come up in the transfer station meeting the other day. We didn't talk about that when we met with Bartlett. But we did have a discussion of what were the final phases of getting that done. So that's kind of what's going on right now with the transfer station, is just kind of getting that sand in there and dropping in those final containers. Outside of that, I really don't have any other answers for them. We did produce, Hank and I did produce the video, and that's gonna be up in the e-news today after we're done, right, Hank?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be online tonight.
So that'll be informative to a certain extent. Things do change. Obviously the market dictates what we save, what we recycle. But as of the time that Hank and I videotaped that was fairly accurate. I'm probably not 100% accurate, but we will have that out there tonight, hopefully.
Tonight will be the opening?
The grand opening film festival, starring yours truly, the videographer.
I will watch.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be very
I
interesting.
had a preview. I was very impressed.
But like I said, it's at least a start, and I said we try to keep people updated with when things do change. But I imagine things will remain the same for a little while unless the market changes, which we haven't really heard anything about yet.
But as far as the timing of it, I didn't understand George's point of wanting it sooner or whatever. It's ready when it's ready.
Yeah. And, again, we had some issues in terms of help up there. I know there were a couple health issues that kind of delayed it a little bit. But it's out. It gets there when it gets there. I wish it was out earlier, but we got it out now, so.
All right.
Anything else to say about George on that?
As far as I know, I think that there have been email answers back, but as far as I know, the other questions that have been asked have been answered, but maybe, if he still has a question, maybe he could send a new one so that we can understand what he was asking.
All right. Any other questions on that? All right, action items? No department head updates, nothing on budget. We haven't had any real hits on budget yet?
No.
No. Okay, upcoming meetings, New Year, January 14th and 21st, 4 o'clock here. On the 21st is the first budget hearing. That will follow our selectmen's meeting. February 4th and February 25th are the next selectmen's meeting, but February 4th will be the second budget hearing, weather permitting, of course. I think we have a deadline to get that done, right? That week.
February 4th is when petition articles, final day to submit them, so that way, as soon as we know if anyone's submitting those, we can get the town report off to the printers.
Okay, so anybody's wanting to submit warrant articles and such, have a deadline of that meeting, obviously. Actually, before that. Tuesday, March 10th and 12th will be the March meetings. Correction, March 10th is the town elections, and 12th is the town meeting at 7 p.m. at the Whitney Center. So, February elections? Do we have a February?
February 11th is the
primary?
Primary.
Okay, and as always, we need volunteers for working the tables and counting every election, it seems like. So anybody's wishing to do that, we'd love to have you. Just drop your name off with Julie at the town office. All right. Moving on to item 4, building inspector. Kevin's not here today, so let's go through these quickly. If anybody has any questions, let me know. I can try to answer them. First one is Michael on Juniper Way, V10 lot 35, 26 by 58 rubber membrane roof with a 3-inch poly iso foam probably going underneath that, I would imagine, for some insulation. Item 2, R31 L35, owner Avina, Rogers location. Where's that?
On your mom's old house?
Oh, okay. Oh, up on that way, okay.
Thank
Renew permit for a 2-bedroom apartment above the existing garage.
you.
That was in 2018, so that's just a renew. And the last one is R14 Lot 2, owner Podaskowik. Yeah, I apologize. Covered Bridge Motel. They're replacing some posts, beams in the front of the lodge there. So I apologize for butchering that. Any other building inspector stuff from you?
No, I imagine, where was it? The roof. Oh, the apartment has probably been looked at by the inspector.
The auxiliary apartment rules.
Septic
Sure.
and
Right.
I imagine that's,
Yeah,
Kevin's
I know
pretty-
I actually put a new septic in a year or two ago that was designed for that apartment too. Because we had to get a pipe up to it, so yes, I assume that's.
Had to pump it up.
It had a separate septic tank for the garage apartment, so yeah, it must be all up to snuff.
Alrighty, moving on to new business, broadband coverage, request letter here.
So there are actually 3 letters,
Oh, yes, they are.
follow-up from Sean's visit, that he said these would be coming to request certain information.
Alright, so the first one is, I guess they're all the same here.
Yeah,
Least
they're addressed to different people.
I know, do we have to read it in the minutes?
No.
Okay, alright, so make a motion to sign the letters for the broadband coverage. This is a request of information for the town of Jackson and Sean Doucette's pursuit of securing some broadband.
I will second that.
All right, and actually, you have to make it.
I will make that motion.
And I will second it.
Okay.
Any further discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, I'm surprised I caught that. One for you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Item 5B, trustee of the trust fund withdrawal request. This one I will read because it's nice and short. Board of Selectmen are requesting the following withdrawals from the trust funds as indicated below. $15,000 from the Town Reevaluation Capital Reserve Fund 0004, North Town Associates, dated 12/13/19. This is the cyclical reevaluations for 2019. Second one is $2,698.24 from the Transfer Station Expendable Trust Fund 0028, miscellaneous invoices. And then the third one was $17,182 from the Covered Bridge Expendable Trust Fund 0034, and again miscellaneous invoices was kind of all grouped together there. So I'll entertain a motion to make those withdrawals from the trust funds.
I will make a motion that we withdraw from the trust funds those sums.
Thank you, and I will second that. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. you, sir. Next, we have item C is intent to cut. Make sure these are all going the right direction. This is from map 30, lot 20, 23, and 35 on Towel Road. I entertain a motion to sign the intent to cut here. How does it say it was 80,000 White Pines, and who was it here? There must be a name on here somewhere.
Yeah, the signatures, I can't remember, it starts with an L.
Oh, I can't read those. Edwin Hossel? Loiselle?
Oh, Ned.
Yep.
Ned Loiselle, I'm sorry.
Loiselle. Thank you. It looked like an H, so that's why the L looked like an H to me, so it was a little weird.
I make a motion that we accept that application.
And I will second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
And today is the 17th, all day. Thank you, sir. All right, and we had a late addition. Item E is the co-host contract, which was the old Crane and Bell Company, which is now has a new name. So we have a contract. They process our payroll reports, our W-2s, W-3s, and the 1099s, and all that lovely stuff. So we have a contract to do with them for, what was the amount? 3,000?
Yeah, they also prepare our,
MS-60s and
yeah, 535.
Yep.
Yeah,
535s.
10,500, I think.
$10,500 is that contract to do that work for us.
I make the motion that we accept that contract.
All right. And a second. Any discussion?
No, actually, I understand we save money by going with them.
Because they're doing the payroll. This is
Well,
a,
we're doing the payroll in-house, they're just doing the quarterlies. We used to outsource payroll, but we don't anymore.
is there a place to sign or I just missed that?
Yeah, last page, I think.
All right, so just one spot for me, I'm sorry.
I defer.
Make a motion to, I'm sorry, you made that motion already, so I will second it. And any further discussion?
No?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Alrighty, any old business? I had listed the transfer station video, but we already talked about that, so that's... Anybody have any other old business on the docket? No? Alright, move on to public comments. Any public comments? The public.
I was going to ask you, but you already answered. February 4th is the final day for a warrant article to be put in by a person or a...
Signatures.
Right,
Yeah.
and it is 25?
I believe it is 25.
Yeah, it's either 2% of registered voters or 25, something like that. So we usually say 25 just to make sure it's covered, because sometimes we get names that are not voters.
And that's for the nonprofits as well.
Yep.
It
They do.
depends. We have a certain group of nonprofits that no longer have to do petitioned articles. It's the ones that happen every year. They just submit a request. That changed about 3 years ago, I think.
Okay,
But if it's a new nonprofit, then they would have to do the petition.
okay, thank you.
We did hear from the airport that they weren't, Freiburg Airport wasn't gonna be asking for money this year.
Well, we got a request.
Oh, you did?
We did.
Oh, I thought we were, for some reason. We discussed that, no? Oh, my mistake.
I don't know unless something changed, but we.
Yeah, I heard something different, I'll find out.
Okay.
Alrighty, any others, Sarah? Karen? All right, we do have a non-public, so I'll entertain a motion to go into non-public through RSA 91A32C, matters which discussed in public would likely affect the adversity and reputation of others, members of the body, board, and so I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion to go to non-public.
All right, I will second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. We're in non-public in a minute.